Hey friends, happy Wellness Wednesday. As you can tell, once again, I'm not in my usual place. I'm actually spending a few days on personal retreat. But I wanted to take a little bit of time out this morning to share with you where I am and why I'm here and why I finally decided to do this great thing. So once again, I was inspired by a podcast. I've been wanting actually to do this kind of thing for a while, and hearing this podcast kind of spurred me on. So the podcast I've been listening to lately, I will link in the description, is called The Lazy Genius. And I love it because it has the word lazy in it, which is a good word for me. But she really talks about some great topics. And one of the topics that she had, actually the first one I ever heard from her, was something called like the 7 ways of relaxing. And I thought, awesome, trying to be productive me, I'm going to listen and get 7 tips on how to relax. You should do this, you should do that, you should do the other. But in fact, what she talks about are that we need different kinds of relaxing, that just relaxing is kind of a broad word. And if we just say, I'm going to relax today, and there's no definition to it, then we don't feel fulfilled. And that really rung true for me, because every time I have a Saturday that's free, which is not often, I always tell myself I'm going to relax. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to make a schedule. I'm just going to do the things I want to do. And I end up most of the time doing laundry and cleaning, and then maybe reading for a little while. And then I get lazy, and then I just sit on the couch the rest of the night and do nothing except binge watch Netflix, which you've all heard me complain about. That is a bad habit. And so there's no real definition or realization of why I'm relaxing or what I need to do or what type of relaxing I need. And so she started it off that way, and I thought, wow, that rings really true for me. I have these days, I have weekends sometimes, so I have nothing to do except cantor at Sunday Mass. And on Monday, I'm just as tired as I was on Friday, even though I wasn't productive all weekend. And to me, that meant relaxing. So I listened to her podcast, and I'm not going to share all 7 with you. I encourage you to listen to it. It's a great podcast. But I'm going to share 2 of them that really rang true for me, and how I'm spending my time this week here by the coast, enjoying the beautiful sounds of the ocean that I fell asleep to last night, and just trying to take this time for myself. So first of all, she talks about, again, relaxing in general, the standard, not being productive for productive's sake, but just doing things that make you happy, like reading for me, reading or crafting, or those of you who like to move, hiking, or it's just something for yourself that brings you that kind of joy, and that's very much you. That's why I think I fail a lot, because like I said, I'll start out reading or maybe working on my scrapbooks or decorating my planner, and then I'll merge onto the couch to watch half an hour of something on TV, and then I end up just sitting in front of the TV all night. And that's not really relaxing. That's really, for me, that's shutting down. That's just closing out the world and just letting myself not do anything. But it's not relaxing. It's just me just not wanting to deal with life. So the 2 other kinds, the next 2 that she talks about in relaxing are, first of all, is reset. And to reset, you need a different kind of energy. That's where you feel like you've kind of gotten off your track. You just feel overwhelmed, and you just can't catch up with your own life. And I think that's where I am a lot of the time. It's where, for example, the example that she gave that I love, if you don't deal with the mail on Monday and it piles, and then Tuesday it piles, and then by Friday you're like, I have this immense pile of mail that I've just never dealt with. And it doesn't only apply to physical things, but sometimes the spiritual and the psychological things that I don't deal with, and I just let pile and let that wait until Saturday when I have time to think about it, and then I don't think about it, and then something else piles on top of that, and I never get to it. And it's the same sometimes with work, those things that are not pressing, that are not urgent, I kind of put on that pile, and it's not a metaphorical pile, it's a real pile that's at the corner of my desk that just keeps getting higher and higher, because I think this is more urgent, I'm just going to leave that. And now I've got an unmanageable pile, and I don't have time to deal with any of it because I'm still bringing in new stuff for the piles. So this is where I'm feeling overwhelming, where I just need something to get myself back on a track where I can deal with things as they come in, instead of piling things up and letting them get out of hand. And again, that goes for anything physical, like laundry and mail and dishes. Those are my 3 big ones at home. And then papers at work, which is a big one at work. If you see all the papers I have on my desk, but also the psychological and the spiritual stuff that I'll think about later. So sometimes we need that reset, where I just need to stop and get everything reorganized. And I do that every so often, but it never kind of takes. And so that's a real big piece of relaxing, quote unquote, that we need, is that time to just sit and think, not do the work, but just kind of think, okay, where is it in my life that I've gone off track, and how can I help myself get back on track? And again, not doing the work, because that's not relaxing, but it's just mentally doing that reset, taking some time away to think about how to really process this all. But the one that I like, and I think that's what I'm really focusing on these last couple of days, and I have one more day here, and that is recharging. It's where I feel empty and behind, just like I have no more gas to keep on going, no more energy, no more battery life, like when your phone is losing its charge and you want to save it up, and it just needs to be put aside to fully charge for a while, so that you're not constantly recharging little by little. And I think that's kind of when we're running on empty. And this is when we really take time out. She even says you need to physically take a day or a weekend or whatever, and just focus on self and not normal tasks, and just take that time to truly rest. Sleep if you need to sleep. Read. Let your body recharge and get energy back, so that you can move forward again in life. And take those deep breaths and take that moment to just sit. And I've done a lot of that yesterday and today, especially just sitting and looking at that. And not even going near it. Yesterday I walked on the beach and it was really cold. So I'm staying kind of up here where it's a little warmer, but still just watching those waves, taking that time to breathe and to really think. And I did that a lot yesterday. I did a lot of sleeping and relaxing and sitting out here and just watching the waves and reading. And I think today is about now the full recharge, in the sense of, okay, when I go back, what am I going to do to change this so I don't get to this point again where I need the time? Well, we always need the time away. We need to do this, but that I don't need it so badly that I was really so happy and anxious to get here and just have some time. So what can I do in my everyday life to maybe every 3 or 4 days have an hour or two to just go sit by myself somewhere and do some recharging, and then another hour or two somewhere along the week just to reset. And then also to make time for those things that do really energize me, like reading. I read a whole book yesterday, and I'd say that incredulously because I used to do that a lot and I haven't done that in a long time. But I literally had a physical book in my hand, started in the morning, and was done like right after dinner, because I really got into it and had the time to just focus on it. And how often do I do that anymore? And I really do enjoy that. So take some time to think about what you need. Do you need to take an hour a week to just breathe and do something enjoyable? Actually, it should be more than an hour a week, but can you plan some little bits of time to do the fun stuff? And then, when do you need to reset? When do you feel like, is your schedule off balance? Are you being overwhelmed by clutter of either something in your mind, in your heart, or physically in your home or on your desk? And maybe take an hour or two and devote it to just decluttering some of that. Or finally, do you need to, or can you take a week, a day, a weekend, a morning, something on your own, just to take some time to breathe and to let your mind relax, and to let your mind not think about anything for a little while, and let it be release some of that stuff that has been overwhelming, and go back to being you. I love on The Lazy Genius, she talks a lot about how all of these types of things that she talks about, it needs to be you. It can't be reading something about something and then thinking, oh, I'm going to put this in my life right away. It needs to be what's comfortable for you and the way you need to do it. So we all need that time to sit and think about that. Where do I want to be in my life with my energy? Where do I want to be? What kinds of things relax me? It might not be what my family likes to do, so maybe it's something I need to do on my own, maybe with a friend. But really thinking about what do I need to keep myself going. So I'm going to go back to my relaxing today, do a little bit of journaling, figuring out kind of where I want to be when I get back home tomorrow afternoon, and really just enjoying this beautiful day. So until next time, take good care of yourself.